The roar of a WrestleMania crowd, the weight of the World Heavyweight Championship, and the unmistakable presence of CM Punk. That is the legacy forged under the brightest lights of sports entertainment. Yet the most revealing chapter begins when the music fades and Chicago comes back into view, where his life is grounded in a space that reflects control, character, and the straight-edge code he has carried for decades. This is not about excess, but about the environment built by years of main event pressure, smart choices, and a career that refused to follow a predictable path. Today, the camera leaves the arena behind and steps into the world he lives in every day. A full look at the home, the resources, and the lifestyle that stand as the real rewards of a relentless journey. Let's roll the footage back, not to a quiet origin, but to the making of a voice that would one day cut through the loudest arenas in the world. Inside Columbia College, Chicago, Phillip Brooks wasn't preparing for a conventional future. He was learning how to command attention, how to turn thought into message and message into impact. That foundation would become his first real weapon. When he stepped into the independent circuit, the name CM Punk didn't arrive with fireworks. It was forged night after night in small buildings where every promo had to hit harder than the last, and every match had to feel real enough to earn belief. The breakthrough didn't come quietly. It exploded in Chicago at Money in the Bank 2011, standing across the ring from John Cena for the WWE Championship. That was not just a title match, it was a collision between the company's chosen face and the voice of everyone who felt unheard. The energy in that arena moved like a storm, and when CM Punk walked out with the championship, he didn't just win, he shifted the balance of power. The war with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 29 proved he could carry the biggest stage with presence and precision, and the historic WWE Championship reign that followed confirmed what the industry could no longer deny. This was a performer who turned time, pressure, and expectation into fuel. Then came the chapter where the ring went silent. Walking away in 2014 wasn't an ending, it was a test of identity. The move into UFC, the nights behind the commentary desk at Cage Fury Fighting Championships, the analyst role on WWE backstage, the acting performances that demanded a different kind of timing, all of it rebuilt the competitor from the inside out. No shortcuts, no easy applause, just the long road back to purpose. And when the music hit in Chicago in August 2021 on AEW Rampage, The First Dance, the reaction wasn't nostalgia, it was an eruption. The victory over Darby Allin at All Out, the raw, emotional fight with Eddie Kingston, the violent dog collar match with MJF at Revolution 2022, and the AEW World Championship triumphs, including the unification clash with Jon Moxley, showed a fighter who had returned sharper, louder, and more dangerous because of everything he had lived through. Even the chaos that followed couldn't erase the message. CM Punk was still a central force in professional wrestling. The next shockwave hit at Survivor Series 2023, back in WWE, not as a memory, as a mission. The Royal Rumble run in 2024 pushed him back into the main event conversation, and the brutal rivalry with Drew McIntyre, inside Hell in a Cell, bound together in strap matches, reminded the world that his greatest strength has never been comfort. It has always been conflict. When he defeated Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam 2025, it felt less like a victory and more like a statement carved in steel. This was not a comeback. This was domination reborn. Right now, he stands on Raw as the World Heavyweight Champion, defending against the new generation with the urgency of a man who refuses to slow down. Victories over powerhouse challengers, the looming battles with Finn Balor and Roman Reigns on the road to WrestleMania 42. This is the run of a champion who understands the clock and fights like he owns every second of it. Outside the ring, the schedule doesn't soften. Film roles, voice work, commentary, comic writing. Every platform becomes another arena, every appearance another performance. This is what defines CM Punk in the present tense: endurance, discipline, and an unbreakable bond with the crowd. He didn't just return to the industry, he forced it to move at his pace. Every chapter of his career has been built on showing up when it would have been easier to stay away, speaking when silence was safer, fighting when the outcome was uncertain. That is not just professionalism. That is devotion to the craft. And when the arena lights finally dim and the championship is carried out of the frame, the story transitions naturally to the one place where the noise fades. The home that now holds the off-camera version of the same relentless competitor. Grab your front row pass. We're heading to Chicago to take a room-by-room tour of his house. The camera leaves the noise of the arena and settles into a quiet Chicago neighborhood where tree-lined streets curve gently around a property that feels grounded, private, and unmistakably personal. From above, the house stands with a classic balanced facade. Gray siding paired with light stone, a deep front porch supported by clean white columns, and a wide driveway leading to the 3-car garage. The lawn is precisely trimmed, the hedges shaped with care, and the walkway draws a calm line from the sidewalk to the entrance, giving the entire arrival the rhythm of a home built for long stays rather than short visits. Moving around the exterior, the backyard opens into a sequence of outdoor living spaces designed for slow evenings. A stone patio centers around a circular fire pit surrounded by white chairs, the kind of place where he and AJ Lee can sit long after sunset, the conversation replacing the crowd noise. Just a few steps away, the pergola structure frames an outdoor fireplace and a small seating area, shaded and enclosed by tall greenery, creating a private corner that feels made for quiet mornings, coffee in hand, while Larry moves restlessly between the chairs as if supervising the entire property. The interior glimpses shared through interviews and social media shift the tone from architectural symmetry to lived-in warmth. In the kitchen, dark cabinetry, stainless steel appliances, and clean countertops create a practical, modern workspace. This is where he stands barefoot with Larry watching closely at his feet, the morning routine unfolding before any travel schedule begins. The materials are simple and durable: wood floors, neutral walls, strong natural light, reflecting a preference for function over display. From there, the living room moves into view, softened by a large sectional sofa, layered textiles, and warm string lights during the holidays. That space becomes the center of quiet evenings, where he and AJ Lee sit on the floor with Larry between them, the atmosphere closer to a private family gathering than a public figure's home. The dining area continues that same language: light walls, dark table, wide windows, where he appears in relaxed clothing, coffee in hand, starting the day beside Larry, the outside greenery filtering through the glass. The staircase nearby, finished in natural wood, becomes another familiar corner, a place where he pauses with the dog resting at his side, the vertical lines of the steps echoing the clean structure seen throughout the house. Each interior moment reinforces the same idea. This is not a showroom, it is a working home. The textures are real, the spaces are active, and every room carries signs of routine: cooking, resting, talking, preparing for the next flight out and the next return. The backyard opens into a wide, well-kept lawn, a simple green space where morning stretches, light workouts, or a slow walk with Larry fit naturally into the daily rhythm. Just inside, a private gym keeps that discipline moving regardless of the Chicago weather, the same routine that powers every return to the ring. From there, the path leads straight to the stone-finished garage wing, built with the same care as the main house, its wide doors hinting that this is far more than a place to park. And right behind those doors, the cars are clearly waiting for their entrance music. The Chevrolet Camaro Z28 appears beside him in the arena loading area on Raw, the door still open as he steps out and trades words with management, the atmosphere carrying the same charged energy as the match that brought him there. He chooses this car for drives that need release after long nights, Short, direct trips where the road matters more than the destination. The low stance, sharp lines, and aggressive front end mirror his in-ring personality, compact, intense, and impossible to ignore. It's the machine he takes out when the schedule clears for a late-night run through the city, letting speed and sound reset the rhythm. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class rolls into frame as he arrives at the arena with luggage in hand, stepping out in calm contrast to the chaos of the show that awaits. This is the car for airport routes, media appearances, and long, quiet transfers between commitments where comfort becomes part of preparation. The long body, clean chrome details, and understated presence reflect the veteran phase of his career, controlled, confident, and built on experience rather than noise. Inside, the cabin turns travel into recovery time, making it the choice for cross-city drives when the focus is on arriving composed and ready. The Range Rover comes to life in the middle of a relaxed group ride, laughter filling the cabin as he shares the road with fellow performers, far removed from the tension of competition. He keeps it for everyday movement, the practical side of life that includes errands, gym runs, and time away from cameras. Its upright shape, strong shoulders, and elevated driving position match the grounded, disciplined version of him outside the ring. The space and visibility make it the vehicle for daytime routines, especially when the journey is about people and not performance. 3 different machines, 3 different tempos, all moving in sync with the many versions of CM Punk's life beyond the ropes. And if those cars already look like main event energy, wait until the bank account hits its own pipe bomb promo. Estimated net worth: around $3 million, the number most frequently reported for CM Punk in recent public information, and for a performer still in the early stretch of his prime, that figure doesn't read like an ending. It sounds like the opening statement of a much longer financial run. Because every dollar in that total is tied to ring time, weekly television presence, and a role inside one of WWE's most dominant storylines, his income moves with the same force and direction as his career. The guaranteed salary from his WWE contract laid the first layer, but the real acceleration began when his position on screen changed. As CM Punk moved from a developing talent to a central figure within the bloodline, publicly reported estimates placed his annual base in the $150,000 to $300,000 USD range, with total in-ring earnings, including live event pay and performance-related bonuses, commonly discussed between $300,000 and $500,000 USD per year. That rise did not come from outside noise. It came from visibility at the biggest shows on the calendar. Every premium live event appearance, every major storyline segment, every match placed closer to the top of the card added another layer, with additional payments often estimated at $50,000 to $150,000 US annually. The financial pattern follows the same logic as his in-ring presence. The more responsibility he carries, the higher the return. And that is what makes his current financial situation stand out. The contract reported to run beyond WrestleMania 2026 provides continuity, and continuity in this industry means stable long-term income. With CM Punk's appearing week after week in a featured role, the total annual earnings connected to his profession are widely estimated in the $400,000 to $800,000 USD range, a level that reflects not only what he has already achieved, but the company's ongoing investment in his position. The momentum does not stop at the ropes. It travels through the brand that surrounds him. Merchandise linked to the bloodline continues to generate royalty income, and while he is not publicly ranked among the very top individual sellers, the faction's sustained popularity places his reported share between $50,000 and $150,000 US per year, a number that grew as his presence shifted from enforcer to leader. His appearance across multiple editions of the WWE 2K video game series adds licensed revenue in the $10,000 to $50,000 USD total range. a smaller stream, but one that reinforces how consistently his image is being positioned within the company's global platform. Other publicly mentioned partnerships remain limited, keeping the financial focus exactly where his professional identity is strongest: inside WWE. The structure of CM Punk's income tells a powerful story for someone at his age. This is not a career built on a late peak. It is a financial foundation established early through weekly performance, storyline relevance, and contract progression. The situation shows a young main roster talent already operating with the earning power of a long-term featured name, and the most important element is not the current total, it is the trajectory. The miles, the matches, the weekly roar of the crowd, they all stay behind the moment the front door closes. The gold, the paycheck, the pressure to perform suddenly turn into something quieter, more human. For a young star who built his name under arena lights, this is the rare space where the pace softens and the role changes. Let's step into the most unexpected main event of today's story, Solo Sikoa's personal life, where the spotlight clocks out and the real champion finally gets some screen time. At 47, he lives a noticeably quieter life in his Chicago home with his wife, A.J. Lee, a rhythm built on routine, recovery, and the kind of stability that only comes after decades under bright lights. The mornings often begin not with travel bags but with training gear, as he shares workout progress online. Arm days, conditioning, controlled strength work designed to keep his body performing while protecting it from the injuries that once forced long pauses. The straight-edge lifestyle is still fully intact. Vegetarian meals, no alcohol, no substances, a discipline that has moved from persona to everyday structure. Inside that house, the center of everything is still the partnership with April. He has repeatedly said that being April's husband is the role he is most proud of, and the way they live reflects that. Low profile, rarely turning private time into public content unless it connects to work. They travel when the schedule allows, but Chicago remains the reset point, the place marked by Blackhawks caps, familiar streets, and the circle of longtime friends who still gather for quiet Sunday dinners. The social world stays small and intentional, built around people who knew him before the championships. The most emotional change in recent months has been the loss of Larry. The rescue dog who had appeared in daily routines, gym clips, and holiday photos was never presented as a pet but as family. His tribute, describing grief as the price of unconditional love, and A.J. Lee's message about losing half her heart showed how deeply that bond shaped their home life. Even now, the routines they share, the bracelets with the initials, the small details he keeps close, continue to carry Larry's presence into the present. Daily essentials remain simple and consistent. The wedding ring is only removed for training. The bracelet with A.J. and Larry's initials stays on. The Pepsi habit is still there, almost a signature. Recovery work, mobility sessions, and carefully paced strength training fill the hours between television appearances, reflecting a performer focused not on reinvention, but on longevity. The body is maintained with intention, and the online workout posts show the same message again and again: progress through discipline. There are no large parties, no loud celebrity circles. His time stays with a small, familiar group, names like Danhausen and The Miz, along with his longtime Chicago friends who still gather for quiet Sunday dinners. Most work relationships end when the show does, and the real personal life returns home. Cooking, watching Blackhawks or Cubs games, and settling into the same rooms that reflect comfort over display, with Chicago remaining his true emotional base. What defines his personal life now is not noise but clarity. A long marriage built on mutual support, a home shaped around routine, a body maintained through careful work, and a private world that values presence over visibility. It is the life of someone who has already stood in every spotlight and now measures success by how quickly he gets back to the people and the place that matter most. Beyond the ring and the cameras, his charitable work continues in the same low-key, consistent way that defines his personal life. He has long supported Paws Chicago, the rescue organization connected to Larry's adoption, using his platform to promote pet adoption and responsible care rather than turning it into a public campaign. Together with A.J. Lee, he also lends his voice to conversations around mental health awareness, standing beside her advocacy and helping normalize those discussions for a wider audience. His public support for women's rights and LGBTQ+ inclusion follows the same pattern, not built on appearances, but on steady, visible alignment with causes he believes in. It is philanthropy that mirrors his lifestyle, direct, personal, and rooted in long-term commitment rather than momentary attention. A career built on defiance, a home grounded in loyalty, and a life shaped by discipline. CM Punk today stands as proof that longevity is earned day by day, not moment by moment. What happens outside the spotlight now carries the same weight as every main event he ever headlined, measured in routine, partnership, and purpose. In the end, the loudest legacy is the quiet stability he returns to after the show. Thank you for watching, and for staying with the story all the way to the final frame. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments, share your well wishes, and let us know which home, lifestyle, or superstar you'd like to explore next. And until we meet again in the next chapter, take care and keep that main event energy alive.